What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Right on Cue. Here I got my barbecue brother, Houston Loud with Small Batch Barbecue. How you doing, brother?
What's going on, AJ? How you doing this week?
Man, I'm doing good, brother. Man, just trying to get through it and just pump for comp season, baby. Man, it's getting close, man. How about you?
It's right upon us. Also, tell me that you got the show notes because my laptop's been updating for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, man. I got the show notes, man. So, man, it's all good. Man, our brother Logan, he's in Disney having a blast, and he trusts us with this show. So, man, I would make him proud, brother. Having
hemorrhaging money from what I hear.
Oh yeah. Hey, I heard he been trimming chicken in his room.
It would not
trying to
surprise
practice.
me. It would not surprise me. He's got like a Traeger in his bathroom.
Yeah.
Trying to get ready for it.
Man, it's yeah.
But dude, man, I'm excited about this
one. Black. It is, man. I mean, we're continuing Black History Month, man, with our barbecue brother. Bentley Que, man, this guy has really racked up some prizes, man. And last year he was on the road.
The Prince of Pusa.
Man, first place chicken. I mean, the man has his own personalized smoker. How cool is that?
That's the dream right there.
This dream. It's a dream, man. So, man, we're not going to waste any time, and let's bring on our guest, Mr. Bentley Que. What's up, brother?
How's it going?
How's it, fellas? How are y'all?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
I don't know after all of them accolades, man. I don't think I can measure up.
No.
Man.
We were acting like we were rubbing it in, but really we're rubbing it out.
That's right.
Oh, I know. It's all good. It's all good.
So, we just want to know, man, have you fired up that smoker yet, man? That big smoker you want for Trash Panda? Have you fired it up yet?
Finally, New Year's Day. We ended up actually.
How you like it, man? It cooked good.
New Year's Eve, we fired it up.
What is it?
It did, but I tell you what, that bad boy it's like an old locomotive. It's like wood. You
gotta feed it to it about a stick every 30 minutes, man. You gotta just keep feeding the stick.
I'm telling you, I wasn't prepared for that. I'm sorry.
What is it?
It's a HBT.
Oh, nice.
HBT smoker. Yeah.
Man,
I mean, it's solid. It's a tank.
Some of those stick burners, though, man, they're like steering a barge. You're just heaving it into it.
Yeah,
that's
sure,
it. It was a learning curve, but once it got up to temp and everything, I mean, it just mowed it along. But you had to feed it though.
Oh yeah, Logan used to have one of those cotton gin vaults, and man, that thing would eat.
Oh wow, yeah,
it ate.
I don't know. That'd be a lot of work at comp.
Oh yeah, it would, man. Man, we had one, not that big, but it was a stick burner when we first started. And just can tell you, man, it was tough to get it just stay at 275. It was tough. It was a chore for sure.
Oh, and they're real fun when the temperature runs away from you.
Yeah, and rains or whatever. But man, we're gonna get this show started today, man. Just tell us how you got into barbecue, man. Just give us your origin story and the background of how all this came into play.
Okay. Well, actually, surprisingly enough, this past weekend, which I had the pleasure of hanging with my man AJ, we did a little practice cook, but I had to actually think about it. But started judging. It actually got into barbecue by judging. So ended up signing up, taking the class, judged my first contest back in 2014. And so my original intent was to basically start out cooking. But then once I started looking into it and everything, I'm like, whoa, I ain't prepared for none of this. And so we did the judging route. Tried to get Lynn to do it at the exact same time, but she wasn't interested. And so she joined in about 5 years later. But ultimately, the goal is, hey, get my master's and everything else, and then maybe start cooking. And I actually got my master's right before 2020 hit. And then basically it was like, all right, well, on the back burner. And then so
here's the demic.
Yes. Yep. So then 2 years later, with some coaching, because originally at that point I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna worry about it. And so she started pushing me a little bit and stuff. And then finally I was just like, all right, we had some good friends, which I'll mention in a minute too, but they pushed me too. And then that's when we started cooking.
Okay.
Man, that's really interesting though, because I feel like usually the progression is the other way around. It's, you've been in it, you've cooked like, God knows how many comps, and then you kind of pull back and do the judging on the back end. How do you think that that's changed the way you cook? Or do you think it's given you a different perspective compared to somebody who started out cooking and then moved to judging?
Yeah, for it's like, flavor profiles and tenderness wise and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, as we started cooking, I will say for us, it definitely shaped how we cooked and what we tried to turn in, because ultimately what we were doing was we were judging everything.
Right.
And so we were trying to meet the marks that we were used to seeing. And so I do think, I mean, it definitely helped us some just about, trying to look at that appearance, taste, and tenderness, and hopefully hitting those marks. And of course, sometimes too, once we started cooking, we started getting some results back, because we were looking at it as judges. And so I'd have to calm her down sometimes, just to say, hey, hold up, but sorry, I got a little something pop on screen. Okay.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
This is not a high budget production.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was good. I think it was something on my computer, so all good.
Oh yeah, man. It's just we just a couple guys, man, that love talking barbecue, man. It's all laid back.
Yep. Can't beat it.
So man, we know we know you got the HBT smoker, but tell us a little bit about your competition scene. Like, what type of smokers are you using to cook your proteins on?
So we actually, when we started out with some WSMs. Literally had a 22 and two 18s. And if some of y'all recall, like literally, of course, we have a drivable RV, which we ended up going from a trailer to that a while back because we just wanted to camp. And so once we finally started doing, we're like, how in the world are we going to pull all this and take all this equipment with us so we could tow a car? And then the only way we could carry this stuff was we needed stuff we could kind of take it apart. And so WSMs were perfect. But then, so essentially that's what we started out with. Used to pack them all in and use them that way. But we beat them up pretty good that first year. And so,
Right.
So then last year was when I was like, hey, Lynn, I need to go back to, when I first started really trying to compete and do some stuff, I built my own little UDS, probably about 8-9 years ago. I used to use that around the house. So I was like, well, maybe we go back to a drum again. And so that's when we ended up switching over to Hunsackers.
Okay.
I researched the stew out of it, and I kept going between it and Gateway and, trying to compare and looking at the other options that were out there. But we ended up just going with the two Hunsackers, which we love. I mean, they're very responsive and all, but we still have 118 that we keep that we do pork on it. And then if we ever, were to cook brisket and stuff, we also cook brisket on the WSM as well.
How do you like that center airflow from the bottom compared to any other smoker that you have used?
I will say, at least for me, and especially like even the UDS that I built and everything, is super responsive. I mean, like literally the temperature will adjust within 5 minutes, if that, just from the sheer fact of, and of course, like this past weekend, I mean, we were trying to cook it wasn't a rainstorm that day, but man, it was like 30-mile-an-hour winds, at times freezing.
Yeah.
And, but at the time, the way that the wind was blowing, temps were trying to jump all over the place a little bit. But I mean, just real quick can make a quick adjustment on it. And then all of a sudden it would just like tweak right back. So definitely like it. I mean, it's real responsive.
Nice
Good deal.
responsive needle on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yo,
man.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
you know, I had a chance to talk to Mark over there, man, and get some info from him. Very nice guy. Help you out any way you can. So, man, if y'all looking for a smoker, check him out. I think Garrett from Brothers Q Market Supply, he sells them. So someone local, man, they are awesome. Even I think Garrett even let you use one as a comp
just one.
before you
Yeah,
buy it.
for real. Yep.
Yeah. Brothers Q, friend of the
Oh,
pod,
definitely.
supporter of the
Pride, man.
pod.
Yes, sir, for
Definitely.
sure.
Definitely.
So, man, just
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
Go ahead,
go ahead.
Derek. I was gonna just ask, can you walk us through your comp week and kind of just tell us what as the week go on, what it looks like.
Well, I try. I mean, thankfully, we actually have a local butcher here in Spring Hill that really kind of works with us and stuff. So usually the week prior, I kind of give them a heads up, of stuff that, got a comp coming up. So usually that Tuesday of that week, at least I'll pick up the pork side of things. And then usually around Sunday or Monday, I'm trying to pick up chicken. It just depends. But normally I try, and I notice I said try to do chicken trimming, things of that nature, usually like Tuesday night, and try to get all that done and stuff. And then I'll leave Wednesday for ribs and pork, and just trying to get everything prepped. And then hopefully by then, I'm trying to do better this year about going ahead and stocking up on charcoal and doing things like wood, things of that nature that we already need. That way I ain't running around. Because,
Exactly.
of course, still working and stuff and running back and forth to Nashville and all. So still trying to keep from wearing myself out. But and then if at all possible, I mean, depends on what the comp is. We like to try to get out, leave on Thursday if we can. That way we can at least get there. And usually both of us end up having to work some on Fridays, but at least earlier enough in the day, you can kind of start doing the prep, for the contest.
Right. Yeah, man.
Is there any one
helps.
supplier you're keen on?
Actually, so for ribs, believe it or not, I mean, started doing really well with them. So actually, I have a hard time, and AJ and I had this conversation. I can't really find Perry Fresh a lot in my area.
Yeah.
And they hit or miss, and then stores stop really carrying it. So the one butcher is actually able to order Allegiance. And so I, over time, have kind of gotten to where I can kind of cook those pretty good. And a couple other local guys that are real good, they actually also use them in the area as well. So that, and then of course we use Springer Mountain chicken.
Yeah.
Stuff. So, but Allegiance with both the ribs and pork.
Nice.
Okay, cool. Yeah, man. I tried Allegiance, man, and I know people that can cook them, man. Like you, I mean, you can cook crap out of Legion ribs, but man, I tried them and I just can't get them things tender, man. I don't know what I'm doing. So, man, I'm a Prairie Fresh man, so I can't find them no more.
Oh yeah, I don't blame you. Especially what the stock you guys have. So it's always good.
Right. I mean, it's the area we're in is we're very fortunate and lucky to have a bunch of Prairie Fresh dealers around.
Yeah.
I've heard this weekend that we may have a local specialty shop that may be able to order some. So maybe we can get that plug and be something that you can kind of stock up on when you're in the area.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'll be looking forward to that.
For sure. But man, we talked about the trophies, the big pool behind the nice Q first place chicken trophy. Are there any trophies this year that you're looking forward to getting? Or
wouldn't mind another Q. Yeah, wouldn't mind another Q again. Yeah, they downsized them, but
they did. They did downsize them just a little bit. Hey, but they're still nice, man.
They still look good.
They're nice.
I'd still take one.
I tell you what, it's right here in our backyard. It's the one that's coming up. And Jason, if you own or whatever, man, I'd love to give me one of them guitars.
Man, me too, man. Those guitars. Man, when Puck Daddy got that guitar last year, I was like, man, that is one nice trophy. I was like, I have to get me one of those. Those
Hell,
are
I'll
nice.
settle for that Yeti cooler. They got.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Yeti,
They do
the
get
Yeti
that
cooler too,
material.
man.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd take any of it.
Man,
But yeah, no, honestly, at this point, I mean, we just hope to be in the running, so we'd be
that's right.
happy for, whatever that everyone, gives out. So
As long as we get our name called, man, it's all good. It's all good.
that's it. That is
No
it.
joke.
For
No
real.
joke. How's your schedule looking this year? Like, what are y'all looking to do in terms of number of comps? Like, any targets?
We have a rough estimate. I would just say some of that, I guess, might depend on a little bit of hopefully our health, issues don't kind of derail some of that. But looking at roughly around 15 to 17, which would be actually the most we've ever cooked. Last year we ended up cooking 12, and so we've kind of gradually increased because this is actually on our third year at it. So our first year we did 7, and then last year 12. So trying to catch up with AJ a little bit, but then I think at some point we got a little bit of a threshold. We were like, no, we can't go no more than that, So
yeah,
It gets tough once you get over a dozen.
it does, man.
Oh, yeah.
Especially
It does.
Man, that little October stretch when we had a competition every weekend, that was rough. I told my wife, I was like, man, this right here is like coming a job. It's when you get to the comp, it's fun, but during the week, just over and over trying to find good quality meat, man, it gets stressful.
Oh, it really does. It really does. So yeah, it wears on you, So
yeah. And me being me, I might go to the grocery store, 1 week, don't have a comp and see some killer ribs. But in my mind, it's like I don't want to freeze them because I think it's gonna hinder me, So it's kind of tough. I like to cook everything fresh.
Yeah, I try to, for sure.
So, do you have any comp rituals that you do? Anything you do on the day of or during the week that you do to make sure that everything goes smooth? Just kind of like a superstitious type thing.
Let's see. I don't know, maybe superstitious, but I will say, I mean, we're a creature of habit. Actually, I'm a very process-driven guy. I mean, just even by the way, I ain't gonna sit there and say OCD, which Lynn will say that I am. She looking at me saying, "Yeah, I am." But like literally, it's like, okay, this needs to be placed there. This needs to be done. But other than far as the prep stuff and everything, like when we get up in the morning, it's just like, all right, I'll get up and get started. I'll let her, kind of gradually catch up, and then once she catches up, then she starts driving me. Stuff, like making sure I'm on task, but. I'd say, you know what? Honestly, I think I try to pride myself on, I mean, we got a process and we like to follow it, but then at the same time, I always kind of feel like, if we get thrown a curveball, hey, I got to adjust and be able to hit that curve, so.
That's right.
That's typically what we do.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like, something don't go wrong in the comp, it's kind of like it's too good to be true. We had that perfect cook, we'll be like, it ain't going to be good for us.
Oh yeah, yep. That's it. That is it.
Do you run your cooks to written notes or written out like time thresholds, or do you just kind of have it in your head as to what you're going to do, and it's kind of how y'all progress?
Everything written down. I mean, if I can go ahead and plug them now, because basically I kind of like our barbecue mentors, who really kind of taught us quite a bit, willing to share and everything else, was Rob and Lex with Smoke Me Silly. And
Great
so matter of fact, actually that's how what was crazy was back when we were judging, I was trying to get my master. So you had to cook with a team, and they were nice enough. We met them in Lebanon earlier that year, and so we were trying to schedule a time, and we were like, well, but I already got somebody on this one, or they busy with this one. It ended up being Pusacue of all comps was the one that we ended up cooking with them on. And of course, while we were there, Lynn was like, hey, we got to come back to this every year, just because of how much we enjoyed it. But what was cool about it was, he allowed me to kind of participate in the process. And, I kind of watched the way he did it. And, he's very timeline driven. and stuff. So, and he kind of shared some stuff with me, and yeah, it was kind of funny. One of my main jobs, if nothing else, and believe me, he allowed me to have it. He was like, "Hey, this smoker better not drop below 300 degrees." and so that was my main thing. I would be keeping an eye on that and stuff. Yeah. Oh, I'm telling you, I'm like back there fanning it and stuff. But anyway, so kind of based upon that, when I learned and took a few little classes and stuff, and they kind of went driven by timeline. So I try to follow a timeline and then adjust, based upon getting off. And Lynn, actually, she has all of the alarms on her phone.
Yeah.
So like literally, if I'm like late on something, she'd be like, "Hey, you need to go ahead and spritz. Hey, you need to go," and so I'm like, well, she keeps me on task. So
Okay.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, man, I got a little piece of that when we was in Atlanta. I think me and you was talking and it was time to do dessert. She's like, "Hey, it's time to get the dessert ready."
Oh yeah. So she does. She keeps me on task. So I mean, that's why I guess a good partnership. So
That's good, man.
yeah.
Do y'all listen to any type of music when y'all at a comp? Certain type of music, rap,
Yeah.
hip hop,
What's on the playlist?
yeah.
So our playlist varies, but usually I won't turn it on until once she's up. But then once she's up, basically I go turn on the tunes, and we have some playlists. I will say it varies based upon the mood. And so I have some playlists that are straight saved. So now, like, if we really need to kind of get it going, she is from the ATL. So we will go old school. We will get us some ATL going. So it'll be hitting hard. So it could be a little bit, but most of it's hip hop.
I was gonna say, how old school are we talking?
Now, I was gonna say, definitely got to have some Outkast, got to have some T.I.
There you go.
We got to have some. It could be a little bit of Lil Jon, but now we can go
Goody
old
Mob
with some Goody Mob, Raheem the Dream.
Yeah.
Some Prince.
We can go back.
It's a Prince, Paper Rain, baby.
And then she did that to me this weekend. We were listening to a mix of, and because most of the time we got this rolling mix that we'll stream, and it'll go old school R&B. It'll break in a little bit of hip hop. It'll be a wide variety of everything. And then all of a sudden I was outside for a while. I come back and it was nothing but straight Prince and stuff. So she went ahead and switched it and stuff. So, but yeah, we kind of go off a mood, but yeah, once we get up in the morning and stuff, once she's up, yeah, we turn them on.
Oh, I've definitely got an ATL playlist, and it's like half Pastor Troy.
you gotta have some Pastor Troy there. Oh, okay, I feel you. All right, Houston. Yeah. I was gonna say I'm kind of old, but one comp last year, I even helped AJ to some Fat Boys.
Nice.
And stuff. Yep, it's because we were parked right beside each other.
That's right.
So some of that came on, but like, listen,
Fat Boys. Fat Boys.
Oh yeah,
that's good, man. I like that.
Yeah.
I definitely still rep DSGB.
Oh yeah, totally. So that's awesome.
So, man, tell us your greatest failure in barbecue. Something that you just turned in that was horrible, end up getting a call, or something that you made the worst situation the best situation. That makes sense.
That really is one of my favorite questions. I love hearing like worst thing you ever turned in and still got a call.
Well, I don't know. I turned in something that was pretty bad that I didn't get no calls on it, but it was a learning experience. Matter of fact, actually, it was Lebanon last year. We were doing a rib burn, and I just got the Hunsackers, and I'd only got a chance to practice like twice. And that day, you remember, it was cold.
It was not
warm.
warm.
Rainy. It was windy, and I tried to run all my temps and everything exactly the same. And then I was fighting between do I go off of the gauge? Do I go off of controller? And wife just flat out just caramelize and stew out of them ribs. And I'm just like, hey, let's sauce them up. Let's turn them in. Thankfully, we ended up still coming, with all of the folks turning in. We still came in kind of middle of the pack and all. But yeah. But no, there's been a couple other comps where we were like, yeah, this ain't gonna be too good. But then next thing you end up getting a call on, and usually we look up and it's kind of associated with ribs or something along that line, so we can kind of salvage them. So
it's a top protein.
It is, but man, I feel like ribs is one of the proteins I think that you can save the most to make sense. Man, I think chicken, once you go past that point, or even pork, it's not coming back. But ribs, I think you can for sure.
Yeah.
I'm definitely interested in this though, since you've also got a lot of history on the judging side. What's the worst thing you've seen somebody turn into your table as a judge?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, and I'm gonna just be perfectly honest with you. I mean, we got a chance to do a lot of pro comps. I mean, there was some. I mean, when anything you go to, actually, there was a brisket turn in that was done, and I'm about to say it again. It was Lebanon 2 years ago, and they didn't trim it. It was a ton of fat cap. I mean, they were just huge. They look like steaks. Them things was so terrible. I mean, honestly, even the organizers were walking around and they were like, did they really turn that in? And so I'm like, but you know what? As a judge, it's your rule and your right. You're supposed to at least take a bite, a full bite and stuff like that, and trying to judge it on that. But no, I mean, shoot, man, we've had some terrible ribs and stuff turned in, chicken and stuff like that. We've seen stuff where people just turn right around and throw it in the box, and you like, or it got a lot of creosote taste to it or stuff like that. And you like, y'all cooking pro, and also, but yeah, you see some stuff.
You ever DQ anybody?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's been some chicken sometimes that's been turned in. It's been raw and stuff. I honestly hadn't really had a case with someone, like any foreign object,
kind
of deal, and all. And usually, rarely will you see anyone that's using the wrong garnish or anything of that nature. It happens on occasion, but usually it's either something that's definitely been undercooked, and you just like
dangerously undercooked.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And so yeah, there's been some occasions that's happened.
Whoa. Yeah, that's always my nightmare. Like the whole time we're doing chicken, I'm changing gloves 30 times. I'm washing everything.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So man, but between judging and cooking, what has been your best destination or comp that you have attended that is one of your favorites?
Let's see. There's definitely been some good ones. I mean, honestly, it was a good one last year. First time we'd ever been to the ABS Classic.
That's a great
so they really did it up. The Jarvis family and stuff. So they did a real good job there. So that was real cool. Of course, Bentley Que Bentley Que, Pusa Que.
No, we'll just rename it.
Oh, yeah,
there you go. Bentley Que 2024.
Pusa Que, man. It's that one. I mean, it's just what they do, and just roll out the red carpet and stuff like that. So that one's always a destination.
Yeah, the same here, man. Just thinking back, that'd be one of my top 5 for sure. Well, 2 of my top 5s, Pusa Que, Atlanta Barbecue Store, Winchester, Lebanon, and probably Glencoe. It's just a little smaller town, Glencoe. Shannon and Chrissy does a great job, man. It's just hard to beat that competition.
Oh yeah. Well, sure. Of course you can come see your 3 amigos.
Oh yeah, man. That's a good one.
But no, I mean, honestly, I will say, you just mentioned it. With a lot of the local comps we do have here in the area, I mean, all of the organizers do a really good job. So, we're definitely appreciative to go.
For sure. Well, this year, I'm gonna try to get there early so I can snap a picture of Logan because he won GC last year. So I'm just excited to see what they're gonna do about that big fella.
Oh yeah, that'll be good. That'll be
get
good.
A bigger lens, maybe.
Probably need to text Sloth and be like, hey, we need some good. We need to put some lipstick on him or something.
And he will do it too. And he will do it.
So, man, so when it comes to barbecue success, what name stands out the most to you?
Of course, there's the big ones. Now, I will say one of the biggest treats, that we had was, 2 weeks ago, having Big Mo on and stuff. Yeah. And so kind of started the month off. That made Lynn day. Lynn was just like, hey, you need to be quiet. The podcast is on. So, but honestly, of course, you got your big ones. You got Mo, Myron. You got Chris Lilly that's just right down the road from us, and stuff as well. But I mean, honestly, too, with your Melissa Cookstons and stuff out there. But you got your Heath Riles. I mean, all with Heath Riles and everything else, and all the big. But and I will say too is that just in our 3 years, that we hadn't had an opportunity to meet a lot of people and stuff, but you see them and you see a lot of the success that they had, and all of the big guys that have won some stuff. But it's cool, it made Lynn's day. Actually, was it 2 years ago when she because we'd seen Myron several times at different contests when we were judging, but to have an opportunity that time we were cooking and they literally was 100 yards away, and she was like, "Can we go over there and talk to him?" I'm like, "Let's leave that man alone," So, but no, he was real. He was real cool and stuff, and because we were just like, "Hey, we don't want to bother you and stuff," and so he was just like, "Well, you can't bother me. You way over there. Come on over here and talk to me and stuff."
Yeah, man. Myron's a cool dude, man. We it was 2 years ago we met him at Piece of Q, and it was me, Tevin, Justin, and old Winfrey Mac Daddy, man. We all some big boys, and we was on that golf cart. We pulled up, and Myron, he looked at it, he said, "Dang, y'all got some weight on that son, don't you?" I was like, "Yeah,
yeah, oh yeah."
Definitely say when it comes to mine.
Yeah. It's always safety model.
There's a lot of cool people out there, though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They really are.
Yeah. So, man, if there was one thing you could change about competition barbecue, what would it be?
Let's see. Boy, that's a good question. Actually, I would say this. I would, and I know this has actually come up a lot of late and things of that nature, which, of course, we'd love to kind of toy with being able to, cook the 4 meats and doing all of that and stuff like that. But, it'd be cool if it wouldn't be counted against you so much if you just say, hey, in this one comp, or if comps was available, you could just say, hey, this is a 4 meat comp. If you want to cook it, fine. If you don't cook, what you normally would cook, whether it's considered backyard or not, and not be penalized. Just that way you can kind of, put your toe in there just a little bit more, just to say, hey, this is, I'm, want to do it, and stuff. So
is there any site in the future that you would go pro, or are you going to stay backyard? What's your thoughts on it?
Of course, in the back of my mind, I would be like, yeah, at some point it'd be cool to be said, do it. Of course, Lynn's over here telling me, no, ain't no way.
Yeah.
And of course, it's the same struggle we all have, where it's along the line of, hey, man, it's the expense. Honestly, for us, and I guess AJ, you and I in this area, but there's not a ton of pro comps in our area anymore. So we got to travel. Which I know there are people even in the Nashville area and stuff that they make the hauls and do it, and so just for us right now, I mean, it can be a little bit more of a challenge just where we are. But I ain't gonna say never. I mean, of course, I would like that, challenge. But we cooked the Open a couple years ago, and we're planning to do it this year, and stuff and all. So yeah, I mean, it would be something that always in the back of your mind.
I mean, it's definitely something in the back of my mind all the time. But then when I get thinking about it, then I get thinking about, I got about $250 brisket. Got to travel at least 4 or 5 hours. I was like, maybe another year in backyard.
Show up with that A9 or don't show up.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you got to butcher shop.
But and the crazy part about it is I will say I wanted to. I'll just throw this out because we're talking brisket. One of the best feelings I think we ever had was when we lucked up the first year and we ended up making it to the invitation. We said, I'm like, and at first I didn't sign up for the open. I'm like, you know what? I'm there. Let's just do it. Just go on and just do it. And so it was crazy. It was freezing cold that time. And we sat there awards. And once it went through ribs and chicken, and I'm like, okay, man, we ain't even get no call, we ain't get nothing. So we was like sulking and mad over there.
Yeah.
And then they finally got the brisket. And then they turned around and called. We ended up with an 8th place brisket.
Awesome, man.
Out of all them folks, I'm like, for real?
Yeah.
So but honestly, we cooked the pride.
There you go.
Because I couldn't afford no 8-9, or I just didn't want to make that jump, especially turn around and messed it up. So
yeah, especially, something like that, cooking and having fun, man. That's definitely something to look forward to. I think we're gonna team up Norala, Small Batch, and believe Smoky Bees. We're gonna team up, do the open this year. Gonna try to give it a shot and just try to get our name called. And I think it'd be so cool to get our name called, and especially with that group of people. Man, so there's a lot of people gonna be in open, sure.
Yeah, that's a good group. Y'all got a stacked team.
Hopefully I can just pull my part. Hunt, he's killing on chicken, and Logan, he's just a master on pork. Hopefully I can just pull my weight in ribs. We'll see.
Pull my weight, team of the year, whatever.
Oh man,
there you go.
I didn't lost my mojo, man. I done lost my mojo.
Right.
So, man, tell us some of your goals for this year. You got any goals set for this year?
Lynn over here talking about, we need to start getting calls and chicken. But honestly, I mean, I would just say ultimately our goal would just be any of the comps that, we go to, of course, just like everybody else, would like to just, be able to just be consistent and, and get calls, and whether it's a 10th or whether it's something, lower than that, ultimately it's just trying to be within that range and stuff, and then turning in just good, consistent, meat and be able to, kind of work through all of the, the challenges that, we got. So, but honestly, I mean, that's kind of it. I mean, I didn't really set out any big ones, but like, I want to make sure we win this or we do that, I mean, you would always want to, GC or RGC or something like that, all of them if you could, but yeah, I mean, that's just it. Just try to, cook the best we can.
Yeah, that's right, man, for sure.
Any one comp you targeting to perform better at than any of the others on your calendar?
Oh, I mean, honestly, I would like to do better at Lebanon than we did last year.
It's a murderer's row, though.
Oh,
Lebanon.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Lebanon was my worst comp last year. That's definitely one of my lists. I at least want to get my name called in something. I did not get. We didn't get one call last year at Lebanon. It was awful.
Yeah, I mean, and like we did get a rib call, but then like everything else, it was just kind of like, okay. But there, I mean, I just like to say do a little bit better. I mean, we kind of missed some over Smoking in the Park. Down there with Shannon them and stuff. And so there's a few like, kind of, again, Winchester's just down the road. So just trying to do better in some of those comps and stuff. But, it was kind of funny was last year, if nothing else, we just wanted to redeem ourselves in Scottsboro when we did that. Cause it was a cool, contest and stuff. But they do it different timelines. Man, that first year I was so off. I didn't adjust it or like I should have. And I was chasing it, trying to catch up, catch the meet up and stuff. So last year we at least got our name called a few times and, kind of finished in the top 5. So that was cool.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of Scottsboro, spoke with Tim and they're still in the talks on making it a double. So hopefully, they can make that a double. And they're also part of the, I believe they're calling it the Singing River 5 battle, or I'm not sure exactly what the
something
name,
like that.
Yeah. So it's Scottsboro, Realness Smoking, and Ditto.
Winchester,
Athens, and and one more. I can't remember the other one. Coleman comp, the
yeah.
Bernard and Blues.
Yep.
There's
Yep.
5 of them, and I think Grand Champion is $2,000, and RGC is 500. So it's pretty good
Oh, yeah.
payout, and it's
Oh, that's
nothing
cool.
to enter. Yeah, it's nothing to enter. You just got to cook all 5 of them, and the person with the highest score at the end get the cash payout.
Yep. Yeah. No, you can't beat that. And that's a cool reward stuff, but for the area and just trying to get everybody to participate. So that was a good idea.
Format.
Sure. So, man, we have got to my favorite part of the show, where I think it's Houston is too. It's everybody's favorite part of the show, and it's called the Brothers Barbecue Supply Lightning Round, and we're gonna ask you some questions. Nothing to really think hard about. We're gonna ask you questions, just spit it right off your head, and gonna get started. So, first question we got.
AJ's going to ask you some questions because my laptop is still updating.
All
right. all my show notes ain't spooled up yet.
All good.
Oh, man. So, man, first question, favorite thing to cook at home?
Honestly, not barbecue related. Either be steaks or pork chops.
Okay, that sounds good. Favorite category to cook?
Ribs.
Same here. I love cooking ribs, man. But I done kind of got fond of pork too. So we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
One thing you always have in your trailer, and we have took out Thermopan, so you can't say
Thermopan.
Yeah.
Gotta have my knives.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Any one you fond of?
Yeah.
I would actually say, well, we ended up for Christmas this year. Got a couple of the butcher's boning knives and stuff.
Okay.
He just came out with and stuff. So the kids ended up both of them got me 2 of them and stuff.
Ooh.
So those do pretty well. So yeah, kind of like those.
It is. What's your go-to meal when y'all at the comp?
I mean, so my favorite, no matter what, I can eat it. Whatever is Mexican.
Same here. Love Mexican. It's like, man, about 90% of our people we have on the show says Mexican, man.
I don't know if anybody's answered different yet.
Now what's crazy though is Lynn's favorite is Chinese.
Okay.
No, actually, let me override that. There's one other one, wings.
Oh, wings, baby.
Man, anything with, she be asking you, AJ, you gonna cook some wings?
That's right. She always asks me, I'm gonna cook some.
Yep, for real.
So what is one thing that you know now that you wish you knew at the beginning of your barbecue career?
Honestly, knowing now, when I was a little bit more, I ain't gonna sit there and say just afraid, but I think just more of, if I was going to do it, I wanted to make sure that I kind of at least started it out and did it right. But I would actually say too, and again, it's all about timing and all, but started earlier. Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah. We're a little older and stuff now, but, and all, but yeah, we wish I had actually started cooking early.
Okay. So if you could have a walk-up song at a contest, what would your song be?
It could be Walk It Out.
Of
course, Lynn would be like, bring them out.
There you go. That's a good one. That's a good
one. It was kind of funny. She be getting, again, depends on the mode she in. She gonna be like, talking about we ain't never scared. A little Bone Crusher. I'm like,
Bone Crusher.
Yeah. Play that. I'm like, you can't play that song.
I don't see why not.
Oh man.
But anyway, now I mean we tried it last year. We've actually only had one comp that that they did a kind of a walk-up song, and last year, of course, with being Bentley Que and Purple and everything else, we did Prince.
So, there you go, Purple Rain, baby.
Yeah, or something. Yeah.
When doves die, or is it when doves fly?
I think it's Cry.
Cry. Okay, Cry. There you go. My bad, Prince.
She gasping over here.
My bad. Man, so that wraps up the lightning round, man. Y'all go check out Brothers Barbecue Supply.
Hit them up.
Hit them up, man. So do you got any sponsors you want to shout out at this time, man?
You know what? Actually, I will say we kind of sponsor less. So I mean, you know, hey, we tried and stuff, and so we make the cut. But anyway, I mean, but I will say, you know, for folks that is over here if you're in the Spring Hill or Middle Tennessee area and stuff, you know, definitely Light Hill Meats and stuff. Really cool butcher shop, and they bring a lot of good meat in and stuff like that. You can get seafood on the weekends and stuff, and so they do a really good job. But no, other than that, I mean, we just hey, if we could afford to do it, we could do it, and so that's kind of what we are.
Yes, sir. I understand that. So, man, tell us,
man.
tell our viewers where, you know, they can find y'all at for Facebook, Instagram, and all that.
So for the team standpoint, you know, we basically just on Facebook. So we just Bentley Que. We do have a Instagram that, you know, our daughter is under also Bentley Que as well. She's supposed to keep it maintained, but she slaps off a little bit sometimes. So we hadn't kind of updated that, but for the most part, it's just on Facebook.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
But man, hey, man, we had a blast with you on the show tonight, man.
Thank you so much.
And we appreciate you coming on, brother. And good luck to your season. And we'll see you hopefully in Lebanon, man. Everything goes right, and maybe we can hear our name called this year.
Okay, hey, I'll take it. And man, fellas, I really appreciate it. Hopefully, I ain't bring your ratings down too much.
Oh, you didn't, brother. It's great, man.
But
thank you, man.
No, it's pretty cool. So thank y'all.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I appreciate you coming on. It's been good.
Oh,
sure,
no
man.
Enjoyed it.
Thank you, brother. We'll see you later, man.
Y'all. All right.
Well, I guess that's gonna do it, huh?
Yeah, man. That's hopefully we didn't let Logan down, man. But hey, I want to just give a shout out to a couple contests that's coming up.
I secretly kind of hope we did.
He's probably got a text message right now wrote out, but like, y'all suck. Y'all are both fired. Never again.
Hit the bricks.
So, man, you know, we got a double in Aniana, May 4th and 5th. Friday night fish fry. Garrett, Brothers Que. Get signed up, man. I think he's up to like maybe 15 teams. It's been a week. His captain at 40. It's gonna be awesome. Y'all don't want to miss out. And also, contest that I heard about ever since I cooked, and they're finally bringing it back. Gunnersville, Smoke on Water, Gunnersville State Park, great venue. Garrett is a part of that. Randy Bigler, Brad Bodine. I can't think of the guy's name. My mind's going blank right now. Sorry. But they're over that, man, and it's going to be a great comp. So just sign up for these comps, man. I mean, just give them some good numbers and try to keep barbecue alive for sure.
Hey, run the name of that last one back. Your audio is cutting out a touch.
What's that now?
Run the name of that last one back. Your audio is cutting out.
Smoke on the Water, Gunnersville State Park. And thank you, Garrett and Brad Bodine. It's Brandon Brown. He is a part of that. Man, y'all just get signed up.
Brandon Brown. There we go.
Yeah, man. Let's try to fill these comps up. Man, they're local. They're trying to brand this back. And, man, let's keep barbecue alive, brothers.
Let's do it, man. I hate to see tournaments fold up and love to see new ones.
For sure. And, man, that's the end of the show. As always, when it comes to barbecue, make sure you're always right on cue.
That's all, folks.